Spending Freeze Scraplift video. I thought that it was about time I scraplift an Australian YouTuber. So today's video will be scraplifting Adelle from Inkie Quill. Adelle is always lots of fun to watch, and so I thought I'd give one of her videos a try. Now on Adelle's page, she actually had a row of kind of pictures along the bottom, as you've seen on the screen. I didn't have a page like that, but I did have quite a few of these pages with these little patterns on the corners. So I thought I would interpret hers a little bit more loosely and challenge myself to use a paper like this. Normally with these sort of papers, my strategy would often be to use the B side. I think all but one have got a B side that I am very likely to use, but in this case I'm going to challenge myself to use one of these papers and scraplift Adelle. So let's see how we go.
Okay, so Adelle's page was a Christmas page. My page is going to be about a New Year's Eve party that we had just this last New Year's. And if you do watch Adelle's video, you'll see that for her Christmas page, a lot of her products that she uses are not Christmas themed, and she certainly demonstrates that you don't always need themed products. For your pages, I certainly don't, I don't know that there is particularly New Year's Eve themed products. I certainly haven't got anything if there is, so I just use things that support the colour and support the theme. Adelle uses a glittery red thicker for her title, which isn't specifically Christmas themed, but certainly gives a Christmas feel, and I will use a glittery thicker as well, because again, and later on I'll bring in some gold glitter as well, because glitter certainly does support the theme of New Year's Eve. Now the paper that I ended up using is actually one that I recently bought. I'm very much a firm believer of trying to use your new products while they're still new, but then what I like to do is I like to mix them up with my older supplies. So these 6-inch papers are a little bit older. That's something that I'm starting to use a little bit at the moment. I also bought some 6-inch pads, so I'm trying to get some of those used up. And I've got a mixture there in the embellishments that you can see on the top left there between I bought embellishments that match those papers, and also just some other ones that are waiting to be put away from some old kits. So I use a mix of new and old supplies. Something that I'm also trying to get used more is my embellishments. I seem to buy them quicker than I use them. And you can see here this big embellishment I actually end up cutting into 3. I actually use it in 3 different spots, so you can see one of the reasons it takes me so long to use my bought embellishments. I do tend to make embellishments. I use my silhouette, or I fussy cut from paper, and those are both good value ways of having embellishments on your page, but once you've already got bought embellishments, it's also a good idea to use them. So that's what I'm trying to do here. So you can see there I've got those rulers with my title ready to work out exactly where to put them down as I'm deciding on where all my embellishments are going to go. And there's another one that I cut in half. So especially the larger ones, I tend to find it easier to cut them down and make them a little bit smaller. And here I go working out where I'm going to place my title. And now I'm coming back in with those gold glitter embellishments, which I made they're the leftover ones from my holiday album, and I made those on my silhouette. Now I'm kind of almost arguing with myself as to whether this really should class as a scraplift, or almost more just as a challenge to use this type of paper that's got the like pictures on it, I guess, as opposed to an all over pattern. It's certainly not the closest scraplift that I've ever done. Either way, it doesn't really matter. In terms of a scraplift, I guess what I have done, like Adelle, I've used the paper that's got like that sort of picture thing on it. I've used doilies as part of my embellishments. I've used a glitter thicker as part of my title. And if you know Adele, you'll know that she pretty much always finishes her layout with a bit of Heidi Shine, which is what she calls Heidi Swap colour shine sprays. I've tried a couple of times and I've not yet managed to buy it. It's always out of stock when I try. So my spray is from Lindy's Stamp Gang, I think they're called. I can't even read that. But yeah, but that's my finished page. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I hope to catch you soon in another video.